So this week's video, all about Ty Hisler. The last video I dropped was Jordan, his fiance, and he was worried about getting her a bird, being the good fiance that he is. So we got her a bird, and as you saw in the last video, we started trying to get him a bird as well. We started out in a spot that we had hunted a day or two before when we were still trying to get Jordan a bird. A little rundown.
Hey, before you start, Judy, start.
Yeah,
you gotta redo it.
Alright, just whenever you're ready, go ahead.
Is it April 23rd?
Second, yeah.
Alright, I'm ready.
Whenever you're ready.
Doing a little Michigan hunting. It's April 23rd.
Second.
Or April 22nd. We got 2 gobblers out there, about 300 yards going off. We're just hoping they're gonna break off and come our way. Stay tuned.
Alright, so where we first started off trying to get Ty a bird, we came here a couple mornings before this with Jordan. We went to another spot and birds weren't gobbling, so we showed up here right as birds were just getting ready to fly down. And at first we only had permission on this field right here, and we were sitting right in here somewhere. There's a brush pile we were sitting on, and we had birds gobbling back here where the waypoint is, that's where they like to roost at. And we ended up having a bird come down into this woods, and he would sit there and gobble, but he wouldn't commit to us into this field. And so what we did was we went and got permission from the guy who owns this property, and he said, go ahead. And so we sat right here on this point. This is like a little food plot he had from the year before. There really wasn't anything in it. It was pretty much just weeds, but we're only like 200 yards from these birds right here, and we're sitting on the point, got our decoys out in front of us, hoping we can call one in, and it just didn't happen. It was probably around 8 o'clock. They got lockjaw, and I think what they usually do is a lot of times they come out of this woods like this and go this way. So what we ended up doing was we left at around 8:30 and went to the next spot. Sounds like a good gobble too. What's the girl say, Jacob? Where are you at? What the fuck's going on? Is that you? It's you. There we go. Something like that. Got a couple birds yodeling right down here in this woods. I mean, they're only 100 yards away, but they got hens with them, so you know how that goes. We're just gonna sit here and try to compete with them, I guess. I don't know. Hopefully. So we get to the next spot here, and what we usually do is we'll park down here, and you can kind of walk up this way a little bit. You see this contour line that runs through this woods. It's kind of more towards the edge of it, like this, not really where it shows on the map. And it's enough of a hill right here to where when there's birds down in here, they can't see up here. So you can get in fairly close to them, maybe halfway up this field edge, make a call, and if they're gobbling down in there, then you really pull a sneaky on them and get up a little bit closer, probably right into about here, and you can get your decoys out. So that's what we did. And there's a whole group of turkeys in there gobbling and stuff right down in that bottom. And what they ended up doing was shooting out here to the west onto the neighbors. And so we were about ready to leave, but as they did that, we just sat there for a minute, and there was a bird. I think he came from somewhere to the north up here, but he came all the way down into this woods, and he was gobbling, getting closer and closer, and he ended up coming right on out to us.
Good.
Yeah.
You see him?
No.
Am I good, Jay?
Yeah, go ahead, Shane. Oh, he's doing it.
I hear that.
Come to the left eye. Do you see him? There you go. There you go. You're good. You're good. Hang on. Let him come out here, Ty.
Can we take him?
No, not yet. Let him come in. What do you think, Shane?
He's not very big.
Yeah, he's not very big.
I ain't shooting him. I don't think I will. Should I?
Well, you heard the man. He wasn't big enough. That bird, I don't know, he maybe only had like a 7 or 8 inch beard, so Ty didn't want to shoot him. We ended up letting him get away from us. We backed out of there so Ty could get into milk. He was already running late. It was already like 9:45. So what we decided to do, where we first started in the morning, we were going to try a roost hunt that night. We were going to get right in there where they roost and make some calls and wait it out and see what happened.
Ty?
Howdy.
A little quick something from you?
Hopefully we get a bird tonight.
Yeah? You about tired of hunting these things?
Yeah. I don't want to wake up in the morning.
Me either. Agreed. Jordan? I haven't talked to you yet.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Well, we're here. We're queer. Hopefully we kill a bird.
Yep.
Cheers, bitches.
Hey, Jacob. I need you to show me how to properly open a beer. Not that one, no. Here we go. Show me how to properly open it while we're hunting. Give us a tutorial. So, as we all know, when you live in Olivet, Busch Light's usually on your everyday schedule, especially when you're hunting. Especially on hard times like these. We're waiting for the birds to come in. You got about an hour and a half. You gotta do something to keep you occupied. So we drink Busch Light. But when you open them, we all know that we don't want the loud crack when you open it. So what you do, you give a dab. Okay, nice and quiet. You're gonna get a little fizz come out. You just want enough so it starts cracking the seal on the outside, like so. Then you take your fingernail, push it open. No noise. You didn't spook any birds. You didn't spook any deer. Ooh, that's cold. Ty, what do you think? You like that? I love it. All right.
So about the best thing to come out of that hunt was Jake's beer can opening tutorial, which is a very important tip there out of Jake Andrews. But I don't know what happened. We didn't see any birds, didn't hear anything gobble, so my best guess is that they might have already been in there and we spooked them and we didn't know it. So what we decided to do for the next morning's hunt, we're going to go to the second spot that we hit the day before where we had that smaller tom come up out of the woods. And what we were going to do, we were going to get down in there where the first group of birds were gobbling down in the woods, like where they wouldn't come up to us. We were going to get right down in that woods.
Okay, there are 2 of them. Okay, there might be more than 2. Yeah, there's one. Because that one is right there, yeah.
All right, so how we were going to hunt this, what we were worried about was we didn't, with that hill being like that, we didn't want to be sitting up here kind of like we were the morning before and have them birds stay down in there again. So we knew we had to get close. There's a little lane that runs kind of through this woods just like this, and we wanted to get our pop-up blind set right up on the opening of that lane to the field to where we could see down it, and also we could see into the woods here. And so what we ended up doing, because we knew these birds were going to be, I mean, it's a really small, thin woods. We knew these birds were going to be roosted right down in here somewhere, and it's only like 80 to 100 yards away. So what we did is, we're parked down here. As we're walking in, we get right about here, we stop, and we popped up the pop-up blind. And so Jake and Ty carried all the decoys in and everything in the chairs, and I stood in the pop-up blind while it was popped up and carried it, from right in here all the way right in here as it's popped up. So all we had to do was just set it on the ground. We set it on the ground, and we just put a couple decoys just right in front of us here, not very far into the woods, because we didn't want to get in there and spook them out of the tree.
Shot farther 40 yards. I just got them strutting. That's gonna happen somewhere. This one's not. He's thinking about it though. Yo, Flapper's ready to take off. He's got his fan down. He's not strutting, he just was. He's looking like he wants to. Come on, fly down. They're hammering. He's triple to double. That shit's so fun. So sensual. Where do you get it? There's a hen right there coming. See her? It's gonna happen, ain't it? Is that a hen in front of us? Yeah. He's behind the tree. Should I turn that way over? Yeah. He's gonna come. He's got a rope too. Careful. I hope he doesn't go out to the right. Oh, now he's into the field. Can you shoot him in that gap to the right? He's coming right to us. He's coming right to us.
Just like that.
That's a done deal. Heck yeah.
650.
Turkey was right up there in the roost. We've been watching them, calling to them. Flew down right to us. 650. Done deal.
I think he took his tail feathers out a little bit.
Little Michigan hunting.
I wonder where them other ones went. I never saw them. Did you guys? Go ahead and get them, Ty.
Get a little bit on.
Go ahead. Pop out the front. Drop that down.
I wasn't waiting. You might want me to. Mangled that up.
What you got? What's he packing? Oh yeah, there's some good hooks.
Some daggers.
Oh yeah, you love to see that.
Look at that. 2 daggers, you like to see it?
Hey, hang on, hold them in your hand like that again.
It's a pretty long beard too. Oh yeah. That's sharp. Look at those things are pointy.
These little daggers.
Heck yeah. At least a 10.5-inch beard, don't you think?
Decent beard.
Oh, that's alrighty. It's April 23rd, and yesterday we came here with Ty, and I haven't really been here much this year. Birds don't roost here too often, but they were this year apparently. We stopped in here what time? 9 o'clock yesterday, Ty? Probably about 9, and these birds were right here in this woods. And so when we came in, I knew if they were roosting here, I mean, it's a very small woods, and you got to get in quiet. And so what we did is we set the blind up about 150 yards back and walked it right here into this corner, because as you can see, I mean, this woods is very thin. You can see right through it. And I mean, he was only roosted over there 90 yards, and so we got in here nice and quiet, and it worked out good, and Ty Hisler's got himself a turkey down.
Yeah, I love when hunts work out like this one, where they pretty much have a rope around their neck and you pull them straight in from the freaking tree right to your decoys. You couldn't have asked for much more.
No.
It was perfect. I mean, when a hunt takes 5 minutes after the birds fly out of the roost, you really can't ask for anything else, especially when they come into the decoys too. But and we probably heard 150 gobbles this morning. They were lighting up. Birds were communicating. They worked us. Those 4 birds that we saw yesterday, they were more roosted on the northeast corner of this section, and we kind of figured this bird was probably the bigger one because he was roosted by himself over here. We did see a hen though, and I think he was with the hen, but the hen ended up coming through, going to the west into this field over here, probably going towards that pond up into those pines. But he left the hen and just worked right up into the decoys, and obviously the 10 gauge kind of mollywopped him, jelly-headed him, but it was an awesome hunt, man. I mean, it was fun. We definitely had a good time. Got in here quiet, it took our time. Ty took his time on the shot. Kind of hard to mess up a shot at 10 yards though, but it worked out good. It was awesome.
Talk about the timetable this morning.
Oh gosh, we got in here probably about, I would say, we were running a little late. We got in here about 5:45, but it was nice just because it was overcast this morning. We kind of had a light drizzle. A little foggy, a little hazy this morning, but got in here, set that blind up, like Shane said, about 100-150 yards back off this path, and worked it in here slow, just because that bird was roosted about 80 yards from us. Got in here, we got set up. There's a nice little lane that rolls down right here to the left that a lot of birds like to cross going into this pasture. But I mean, we didn't hear our first gobble until I would say 6:25, 6:30, and yeah, I mean, everything just seemed later though. I mean, the birds didn't fly down until like 6:50ish. And it has something to do with, obviously it's cloudy, the sun's not up. Like yesterday morning, we were hearing birds gobble starting at 5:55, And but yesterday was a lot more clear. It was sunny. It wasn't as breezy yesterday either. And those birds flew down about 6:20 yesterday. But so yeah, that overcast held them up, flew down and worked right to us and got the job done at 6:50 or 6:55, whatever my phone said. I think it was 6:50. But yeah, awesome hunt. You know, couldn't have asked for much more.
I'd like to give a big shout out to Shane Loney, Jake Andrews for putting in the time, getting on birds, waking up in the morning, even though they've already shot them. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
No problem, buddy. Glad we finally got her done.
Done deal.
Got her done.
What'd you call him?
The white girl picture.
We might as well get the white girl picture real quick. The over the shoulder. You know.
You got to. Even better, we only had to walk right there from those pines. Short little walk.
All you gotta do is just like face that way, and it'll be like perfect. You don't even have to like walk anywhere. Yeah,
We could really do it up and go over by the pine trees. Oh boy. Probably got a solid 10-inch beard.
Yeah, he's got 10.
Probably 10 and a half.
No, 11.
It might be 11, who knows?
That's longer than the one I shot opening morning.
Yeah. We're going for our white girl pictures.
White girl pictures. We love them, but hate them. God, that's so fucking dirty.
Love to see it, right? So I hope you guys enjoyed that hunt. Ty Hisler is one of my favorite people on this earth. He's a great guy. He did the right thing there by trying to get Jordan the bird first. And I tell you, by the time he shot when we were about beat, him, Jake, and I had been hunting pretty hard together. So I give it to Ty for staying persistent and finally getting a bird on the ground. A nice one at that, too. He had it was like 1 3/8 hooks and a 10.5-inch beard, so a real nice bird.